Welcome to the woods. Welcome to the cabin. I could do this video outside, but it's freezing, so I'm inside with a nice cup of coffee. And today's a good day. The Woodlander Initiative has just completed the purchase of our third plot of land. Beautiful piece of heritage woodland in the southeast. I won't give the exact location just yet. I'm sure many of you understand why. But as soon as I can, that will go up on the website and it will be put out into the members' chat groups on Telegram. But I raise my glass to you lot, to the members. We've done it again. No matter how hard they make it, we'll find a way round. Now, I have been asked to do a brief video about how the Woodlander Initiative works. Not how it was started or how it used to work, but how it's going to work now, because we've just restructured the whole organisation. It's looking pretty good. The website's very nearly ready to go live. So, a brief overview of how it works. The initial idea was to find 1,000 people who could put in £1,000, which would give us £1 million, to buy land throughout the whole country. Most of you understand that. Now, the idea is still exactly the same, to find 1,000 people, or more hopefully, who will be able to put in £1,000. We can then start buying the land in every county in the UK. Why do we need land? Often asked question. Well, some of you are a little despondent and a little down in the dumps over the demographic situation in this country. I completely understand that. If you live in one of our large cities or one of our large towns, or more up to date, even in a small village, you may be well aware that diversity isn't necessarily our greatest strength. And for a long time, people have been looking for somewhere to go, somewhere that's an escape from modernity, somewhere they can go and be safe. Our land is controlled by us. As a private members association, we're in control of who comes in and who doesn't. And that's important. The second thing about buying land is we are stewards of our heritage. This is very important. Our land will not be used for wind farms. Our land will not be used for solar farms. Our land will not be used for any nefarious purposes. It is our land. We are the stewards of that land. It will be looked after. In complete contrast to the way our governments destroy our heritage, destroy our land, and do whatever they wish. You may want to become more involved with permaculture. You may want to grow food. You may want to rear livestock. And to do any of that, we need land. And there's reasons you may want to do that. You may be concerned about Agenda 2030 with the encroachment of digital IDs and digital currencies and everything that entails. Most of us are aware that the government is imposing, if I say the government, it's not really one, is it? It's the whole system is imposing a digital prison. I spoke in my last video about digital IDs. I got quite a bit of pushback when I said that some people are going to have to take a digital ID. And I mean that, some of you will. It's not a problem. As long as you're able to put it down and walk away. And the answer to that is to have somewhere to walk away to. Which is what we're building, which is a community. By becoming involved with the Woodlander Initiative, you are part of a collective, part of a community. Now, we have met many times on the land in Wales, and now we have land in Sussex and the second plot in Wales. We will be meeting throughout the warmer period. Get involved. Come and meet the people doing the work, planting the trees, planting the bushes, building the facilities. How does it work? Go to the website and have a look. Read the mission statement. Read about what we intend to do. Once you've done that, you will be invited to join the PMA, the Private Members Club, the Private Members Association. That's a tenner. Once you're a member of the PMA, you will have access to more information on the website, and you will have access to the members' chat room on Telegram. Now, in there are all of the active members and all of the committee. Both myself and Joe and others as well will be able to answer any questions you've got, and usually in real time. If you leave a question for me there, I'll get back to you the same day. So it's a really good place where you can feel out the people involved. You can ask as many questions as you want. You can look at photographs of days we had at the land. Once you feel comfortable, once you understand, you can then become a member of the Woodlander Initiative. Now, how do you pay in £1,000, which is what we're looking for from everyone? We understand that not everyone can just pay in £1,000. We knew that from the beginning. Lots of people did. Lots of people started by putting in £100 and then chipping away at it on a monthly basis. And that's all brilliant, but we've made it slightly easier now. We've put 4 different levels. There are benefits at each level, and at the very lowest level it gives you around 8 years to pay that £1,000. So it's still 1,000 people still put in £1,000 so that we can buy land for us throughout the whole country. But you've got a long time to pay it. Now, some people can pay it quicker than that, and that's fine as well. There's 4 levels, from a couple of quid right up to pay it right in now at £1,000. So you can pick which level you go in at, which membership level. You'll get a membership pack and a card and access to all of the land throughout the whole country as and when we buy it, for no charge. So if you want to take the family on a barbecue, brilliant. Rock up at any plot, go for a barbecue. If you want to go camping for 3 or 4 days, no problem. Go and pitch a tent. There's no cost. You remember the land, and access to the land is for you. If you want to come along to one of the organised events that we run, usually through the spring and summer, again, there's no charge for these events. Come along, bring the family, have a great weekend. The land, the money raised by the club is passed to the Woodlander Initiative Limited, which is a limited company. That company buys the land once it's been found by regional groups. So a group in the north says we've found a brilliant plot of land, and we go and look at it, we shoot some video, we come back, we make a decision. Okay, that's fine. The money is passed from the club to the company. The company buys the land. There's reasons for that. Once the land is purchased, it is passed from the company to a trust. And that land is held in trust, with the beneficiaries being the members of the club. So to all intents and purposes, it is the club members that own that land. They are the beneficiaries. And the reason it's in a trust is quite a few reasons. One was to do with making it as safe as possible from organisations that may want to compulsorily purchase or seize assets. So that land is held in trust. It is not owned by the company, and therefore not owned by the directors of the company either. Another allegation levelled at me was I was just building a portfolio of land that I owned, and I was going to run off to the Seychelles and smoke fat cigars and drink pina coladas. Don't particularly like cigars, and nor do I like pina colada. So, but hopefully that's now put to bed. So you've got the PMA, which is the Private Members Association. You can then join the club. You can pick your level of membership at something you can afford. The money raised by the club is passed to the company once we've found land. The company buys the land. The land is then passed to a trust, and the beneficiaries of that trust are the members of the club. That's kind of how it works. Now, a big one for a lot of people is private land usage and ownership of your own plot of land. Now, so far we've facilitated over 20 of our members to become landowners who own their own plot, which is great. And we'd like to do a lot more of that. Once you are a fully paid up member, you will be eligible for that benefit. We can assist. Many of you will know that land prices have risen, would be an understatement. It's been dramatic in the last 3 or 4 years, more than doubled in price, which is putting plots of land out of the reach of most people, to be honest. When we first started this, an acre of land was around 10,000. It's now closer to 25 grand. But the more land you buy, the lower the price. So the price comes down the more you buy. So if you're buying 5 acres, you're going to be paying 25 grand an acre. If you're buying 20 acres, you might get it for 12 grand an acre, 13 grand an acre. What we can do as an organisation is buy larger lumps of land, and then we can reduce down and we can parcel that off into smaller pieces for our members. So we pull the money in, the organisation buys the land, we can then parcel that up to the land required by each member who wants their own plot and sell it on. Well, not even sell it, just pass it on to those members. The other way of doing it is to issue exclusive usage licenses. Now, as an organisation who owns a piece of land, sometimes there are covenants on that land which preclude you selling off bits of it, which I understand sometimes. But what we can do is issue certain people, certain groups, certain individuals an exclusive license to use. So we may say a 3-acre plot of a 20-acre plot that we own is to be used only by Bill and Mary, and we can issue them that license to use that land exclusively. And the period of time can be set by us. It could be 100 years, it could be 900 years, and it can be rolled over, so it can be an ongoing thing. So whichever way you look at it, we can facilitate the purchase of land probably quicker, easier and cheaper than you can do it on your own. The other beauty of doing it as a group is that although you may own your own plot, you're not necessarily on your own. the people that own land near you are going to be members of the organisation as well. So you've got friendly faces around you. Whereas if you buy land on your own, you have no control over who your neighbours are. Again, that's an important point to remember. So I hope that kind of gives you a brief overview. If you've got any questions, leave them below. If I can answer them here, I will. If not, jump onto Telegram, drop me a line over there. I'm fairly easy to find. And have a good day. I'll speak to you soon.